Hello ladies and gents, and welcome to my first YouTube video. I am Yorkman, or Pokemang in League, and this is my first YouTube video, so I'm going to make a Misfortune guide. Since Misfortune is my main champion, I am an ADC jungle main in League of Legends, currently playing on EU West. So just to start this off, Misfortune, as we know, is a marksman. Or she's commonly referred to as an ADC. She does a lot of burst damage initially with her combo, and she also scales exceptionally well into the late game whilst also having a strong early laning phase. So just to start the guide off, obviously some of the spells we take Flash and Heal, as you do on most ADCs. This is the standard rune page, mastery page here, taking Savagery, Oppressor, Further of Battle, just a standard ADC Further of Battle mastery page there. In terms of runes, we take flat AD marks, armor yellows, magic resist blues, and attack speed quints for Misfortune. You can take you can take Thunderlord's Decree on Misfortune as well, and depending on what you take will depend on what skill you max first, which as soon as we get into the game I'm going to be talking about maxing skills. Here we go. Okay, so standard buy for an ADC, nice little Ghostblade, health pop, and a trinket. So initially we want to take Strut as the first spell, the W. It's just generally the best spell to take first, since you don't want to be wasting mana with your other spells at level 1. So, I'm going to give you a breakdown on this lovely lady's skills. So, to start off with is your Q, which is double up. So you'll fire a shot through an enemy, and it will deal initial damage to the first enemy. It will then bounce through to the second enemy, dealing damage to them. If the first unit that you hit is killed by your double up, your second shot will deal additional damage to that target by 50%. This is what we max first, with a Further of Battle setup, if you can land the skill shot, the poke in lane is tremendous, and you will force out the enemy ADC or the enemy support from lane if you hit them enough times with this. As you can see, 43 mana, it's very low, 7-second cooldown, again, very, very low. So, follow these minions out. So the Q is your staple poke in lane, that is what you want to be using. The W, as we can see we have this active now, the trail behind us gives us move speed, which is 60. It goes up by 10 for every level you get, so if you are not attacked for 4 seconds, you gain passive move speed. So 60 at level 1, 70 at level 2, 80, 90, 100. If you then activate your strut, you will deal 40% attack speed for 4 seconds. Sorry, my mistake, the move speed comes on after 5 seconds, not 4. Sorry, the attack speed duration is for 4 seconds. So as you can see, we are getting some nice increased attack speed. The reason that you max this first is you don't want to waste your mana with your E or your Q first. You just want to take the W. If you do get engaged upon or you do get harassed, you can simply turn around with the attack speed and you will get off a considerable amount of auto attacks onto the enemy. We're then taking Q second. I'll give you an example of Q. As you can see, it bounced through that minion and hit the caster behind it. That just dealt the standard damage. I didn't, obviously, as you can see, I didn't get the CS, so I didn't kill the caster minion. If we kill this minion, as you can see, it did considerable amounts more damage to the minion behind it. A trick with the Q is you want to poke down a caster minion and throw it. If the enemy was stood there, it would bounce to the enemy through the caster minion, dealing incredible amounts of damage. If you can hit that 3 or 4 times in lane early, you will secure your lane because you will force the enemy back, or you at least forced out their regen early. And I'm being messaged. So we want to take the Q first, double up. It scales with AD, which is very nice. The third skill you've got with Misfortune. Sorry, actually I was talking about the W, wasn't I? Sorry, yes, so you get the attack speed on Strut. Sorry, this is my first video, you have to bear with me. The key thing to note with Strut is, if we activate it, every time you hit a unique unit, your cooldown is reduced, so it's now off cooldown again. So it's every time that you apply your passive, which is Love Tap, which deals increased physical damage to each unique units that you hit. This also works on structures as well. So if we hit the turret, we're going to see... No, it's not going to... You know, if we hit the turret, I'll show you. There you go. The mark is now applied to the turret. And you can alternate between minions and the turrets with your W up, and that will reset the cooldown on your W. This gives you incredible amounts of attack speed steroid and a hell of a lot of pushing power even in the early game. So make sure to capitalize on that. If you get a first blood, you want to push the turret down. Get doing this here. So as we can see, lots and lots of damage to turrets. Now Misfortune's third skill, Make It Rain, that's the E, is an AoE damage and slow, deals damage over time. This provides a 28% slow at level 1, and it scales off AP. This is the reason when we're running further battle, we do not max this first, because it scales off AP, not AD, which our Q does. This is a great spell for catching, for putting people inside slow, or if you want to provide a poke to the enemy, you can poke with the E. It does cost nearly twice as much mana, however, than your Q, so if you can effectively poke with your Q, I would recommend doing that just for efficiency. We would tend to max the E first on Misfortune if we're running Thunderlord's Decree, which can also be run on Misfortune. The E, so each bullet here counts, each shower there counts as a separate attack, so you don't need to attack them 3 times, so you don't need to do 2 autos and then an E to proc your Thunderlords. Your Misfortune E will automatically proc Thunderlords after a certain length of time. It's very good for lane bullying, however it does fall off in the mid to late game as Thunderlords isn't what it used to be, and I wouldn't recommend running the Thunderlords build unless you are, if you're not confident you can poke with your Q, then take Thunderlord's Decree and max E first and get the hang of using your Q that way. It means that you still have some sort of poke to rely on, you'll have some sort of lane bully presence to rely on while you're learning the ropes of Misfortune for bouncing your Q properly. But overall I would take the Q first because it deals a lot more damage. Now Misfortune's ultimate, Bullet Time, is a cone, an AoE damage. It's not going to do much damage at this point in time, so we don't have any items at all, but I will demonstrate it here for you. Good minion clear, but don't use it for minions. So this deals damage for 3 seconds over time. Scales off AD and AP. Can critically strike for 120 damage, and at the bottom there, in red, it tells you how much total damage it does over the 3 seconds. If you drop this at the right time in a team fight on top of as many enemies as you can, you will chew people's faces off with this. You can quadra kill, pentakill, triple kill with this easy. With Misfortune's ultimate, especially once you're into late game, this thing becomes something that you absolutely cannot afford to miss. If you mess up your ultimate, you could ultimately lose the team fight for the rest of your team. Just due to the sheer amount of chunk damage that this will do. If you catch an enemy support inside this, an enemy ADC inside this, in the mid game to late game, and they sit inside it and try and fight, they will die. It's a very, very powerful spell, but it does have a considerably long cooldown. Okay, so these are the Misfortune abilities. Again, recommend that you just go practice them in a game to get the hang of them. They are relatively easy to use. Relatively easy to also understand. In terms of items for Misfortune, I'm just going to bring up the item page now. Now, the essential recommended items for Misfortune actually generally do work. First, we want to build the BF sword into a Caulfield's Warhammer, and we won't pick up brown boots. After that, we'll then go straight into the Essence Reaver. Reason for that being is the passive move speed on your W is enough to keep you roaming and keep you mobile. After you've got the Essence Reaver, we then go straight on to Berserker's Greaves, and then into Infinity Edge. That will allow you to team fight to a certain extent. If your support gets a good ultimate, or you get a good gank, you get a good engage, you can go in, and it will give you quite a fair bit of kill potential. You're doing a lot of damage, you've got a lot of critical strike, you've got some nice cooldown reduction as well through the Essence Reaver passive, and it makes managing your mana very easy. You can, instead of going Essence Reaver, go Ghostblade if you want to, although Ghostblade is a very meta item on junglers right now. I don't feel that it's too amazing on Misfortune. She already has a nice attack speed buff from her W, and she already has move speed as well from her W passive. So Ghostblade, it's good for armor penetration, gives you a bit less damage than Essence Reaver. Overall, I would say for the economy of Misfortune, Essence Reaver is better. It allows you to spam more spells, it allows you to use your W, keep your W up constantly once you have it. So I would definitely go for the Essence Reaver. After you've got those two items, for the purpose of this guide, I'm saying that you must, absolutely must go Rapid Fire Cannon, without a shadow of a doubt. I don't care if you've seen any other Misfortune guide that contradicts otherwise. Rapid Fire Cannon on Misfortune is a huge power spike once you've picked it up. Once you have the Rapid Fire Cannon, when you use your Misfortune combo, which we'll go through after the item builds, you will tear things up. People often tend to underestimate Misfortune, and if they're not paying attention, you come back into lane with a Rapid Fire Cannon, you will kill them. If their support is a squishy support and they're sat on the tower, don't be afraid. Just dive them with your combo, and you will probably, if they're a squishy support with no armor, you will kill them. I can next to guarantee that. Rapid Fire Cannon Misfortune is your huge mid-game power spike. And once you've got that, you can start roaming, you can start killing, you will be able to start dueling, team fighting. She becomes a beast once you pick up these three items, with so 4 items. Once you've got your boots, your Essence Reaver, your Infinity Edge, your Rapid Fire Cannon, she becomes a beast. From there, in terms of items, it's whatever fits the situation. So your next your next 2 items just should be whatever fits the situation at that moment in time. So you can go a lot of DOMs if you really want to. If they say have like a tank that's doing quite well, you get some nice bonus armor penetration. If they have a Vlad, you might want to go Mortal Reminder. Just whatever fits your situation. The only thing I'll say is don't go Guardian Angel. You either go big or you go home. If you buy Guardian Angel, you're a pussy ADC, and it's just why? Why would you buy it? This is when I see ADCs that buy Guardian Angel, and I just think, why? If you'd had a damage item or an item that gave you some utility like a Merc Sim, you wouldn't have been CC'd in that situation. You could have QSS'd out of it, and you could have continued to do damage and potentially won the team fight. I just think GA is complete wasted economy. If you die as an ADC, chances are you are probably going to die again when you come up, because you're not full health and you've probably got stuff on cooldowns. That's my rant over about GA on ADCs. Please don't get one. Get a damage item or a utility item. That will fit the situation. Even if it's a Banshee's Veil, for crying out loud. Even if you must get an item that you think is defensive, get a Banshee's Veil over a GA. Just please, don't get GA. That's really all with Misfortune items. To be honest, just whatever fits the situation after these 3 items. I'm going to try to look at wrapping the guide up, because it has been going on for quite a long time. If you made it this far, well done you. Maxing second, we always max strut second for the attack speed steroid. So you want to take Q, W, E, or if you're running Thunderlords, E, W, Q. Okay, so Misfortune's combo, what does that look like? So we're chasing after an enemy, we want to throw up the E, we pop the strut, we get an auto, we get a Q, and we get another auto. Your Q on Misfortune counts as a auto attack animation cancel. So what does this mean? So if we drop an auto attack, and a Q, and an auto attack. So an auto attack animation cancel is doing something when you would, like now, I'm reloading. So if you look at me, I'm just stood here attacking. I could be doing something in this amount of time, which is where stutter stepping comes in. So when you move, when you attack, I'm doing something in my animation. See, I'm doing something in my animation. The Q is an auto attack cancel. What this means for Misfortune is that when you initially come up on somebody, you can do incredible amounts of burst damage by getting 3 consecutive attacks in a short space of time that deal high amounts of damage. Once you have rapid fire cannon and you get off with an energized shot on your combo, that will deal insane amounts of damage. That's all there really is to Misfortune, to be honest. If you have any more questions about it, you can drop me a message or leave a comment. I'd be happy to answer anything that I haven't covered. If you want to talk about champion matchups, I can try offer you my sort of limited expertise in regards to that. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you made it this far, like I say, well done. If you've enjoyed the video, drop us a like, leave us a comment, tell me what you did, what you didn't like about the video, and what you would like to see next time around. I am feeling that I'm missing something in this guide. I'm probably missing something freaking huge that I've not covered. Went through your standard Misfortune combo. After that, she's just played like any other ADC. In my opinion, Misfortune, one of the best ADCs in the game, even though she's not very meta and she's not played competitively or in sort of high elo streams. I think she offers a full package that an ADC can give. She's got a nice attack speed, nice slow, burst damage, good ultimate, and a very, very good passive. Or 2 very, very good passives. So in my opinion, she is just the all-round package for an ADC, and she can hold her own with the best. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and I will be making more videos. Just drop me a request as to what you would like to see. Alright, thank you guys. Peace. Bye.